Sounds like we'll be getting into match number 4, and it is the Palutena versus Corin.
They're going to be starting off on Pokemon Stadium 2, a stage that, wow, Palu, man, does she thrive here. Able to get the forwarder into the dash attack. A little bit more difficult to land now that forwarder. I believe it has a bit more landing lag, right? Something like that with the latest patch.
Yeah, that sounds correct. But off to a fairly early start. These counters, Mediocre, not afraid to throw them out.
Yeah, if you're getting hit by counters that often, that's usually a huge call-up. But speaking of call-outs, NCity was so confident in that counter that he waited, he saw that counter, and was like, yeah, I'm going to just press F smash here. This is already a pretty good start to NCity's play. Just sort of finding their way back onto the stage. Mediocre playing through him a little bit too far back, not really taking full use of their advantage state.
Quick dash attack here, but Mediocre, this is a couple times now they've tried to recover aggressively. I think NCity's made note of it already, you know, basically, yeah, there's the lap in percentage from NCity, and the follow-up off the upper, that's actually going to get the kill too. Two stocks down off Mediocre.
Double jump up is a menace because it puts you so close to the upper blast zone. It's a multi-hit, so it takes you with it. And then, you know, Palutena has one of the most unreactable jumps in the whole game just because of how fast it is. Mediocre was pixels off him connecting that pin, and NCity just saw it and was like, yeah, I'm sorry, buddy, and just absolutely destroyed him for it.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought the pin hit. I heard the pin hit the ground, and I thought Palutena got hit.
Yeah, it looked like it did, but you know what? Sometimes this game, you know, doesn't let you do that.
We'll see if Mediocre can mitigate any more of the damage already been dealt. I mean, 15-1, he has to play fantastic just to give his team a chance here. Actually, I'm not even sure the math adds up for that, but still, I mean, Mediocre just trying to get, you know, something on the board for Ryder. Their only points coming way back from that Yoshi man off of that missed grab. And look at the pressure here in the corner from Mediocre.
But I would argue like the complete opposite. That like weight from NCity just like is just pure confidence. So confident in the fact that like Mediocre is not really mixing up the pressure. They're not really threatening the position or really threatening shield too much. So NCity was just content just waiting a little bit and slowing that game down a little bit. That time able to get a grab out of the shield. That's gonna be back through for the big stage control. This could be it.
Another back throw. Resetting the situation. Ooh, I like the idea to go for the F tilt there, but unable to connect. This jab.
Palutena multi-jab almost doing it, but
flame.
You always got to be mindful of that when coming back onto stage against Palutena. But yeah, this looked like an incredibly confident game for NCity. They were spacing themselves completely outside of everything that, you know, that Mediocre was going for.
Another look at that rapid jab did so much shield pressure that Mediocre had to do something and just drops shield and gets hit by it, and the explosive flame to clean up the set. I think stock number 2 was really where things started to turn around. Not only did you know, Mediocre take that first stock and only have 45, but then on the second stock to be able to find this conversion into the up air after this explosive flame catch. I mean, that's when things really started to feel like they were going NCity's way, and Mediocre just, you know, only able to find that one stock gives another 2 points back for Wichita State, and this is all but said and done for the matchup, but we'll still play out these final sets. Mediocre, I feel like it was a lot of right idea, wrong execution.
Yeah, they could have also just been going for a lot more of the regular normals. What Corin really thrives on, you know, not only just going through pins at like those really uncomfortable mid ranges, but trying to get under the opponent, trying to set up some juggles. They weren't able to execute that part of the game plan, and that made things pretty difficult. So hopefully going into game number 2, they were just able to inch their way a little bit closer to Palutena and approach in safer ways.
So we'll have to see what adjustments come through here in game number 2 as they are doing picks and bans as we speak. And looks like we're going back to PS2 for this match. Should be... I feel like we're going to see more or less of the same thing. We'll have to see if Mediocre can adapt to you know, NCity and the way that NCity played that match.
Yep, NCity just played safely. They had their follow-ups on deck. They knew what they were looking for. They were prioritizing stage control in all the right spots. So hopefully Mediocre is able to make the proper adjustments.
We shall see. Entering game number 2. If NCity wins it, that will be the set. And actually PS1 being the pick instead.
I am not entirely sure that this is a legal stage for the EGF, but you know what? If they gentlemen to it, then it's A-okay, because that is usually, you know, the golden rule with these kinds of things. Trying to land a little bit aggressively, trying to go for the tech chase there, but even then, had NCity just gotten up in place where they timed it correctly, the issue is Mediocre was a little bit too far back. So they're gonna just have to be a little bit tighter with it.
Fairly even. NCity with a little bit more damage on their side. Oh, actually walking into that neutral B. That's going to be the first stock Mediocre's way.
Who able to get a neutral, able to convert that into a forwarder right now. NCity's just really gently and slowly moving around the stage. Like waiting. They're just waiting. You know, they're waiting for Mediocre to whip a couple of buttons and then really overextend.
Yeah, Mediocre definitely feels like they're swinging for the fences, just trying to pressure NCity. And NCity, as you said, that patient, safer play style, just kind of waiting for all those options to be depleted and then going in for the punish, has worked out for the most part. But they are down here waiting out the counter. Smart play once again. Can they find a way to take this stock? What?
So the F tilt clanked, and then, you know, just like Palatana kind of got in between the hits. You know, uphill is going to be able to do it right now. NCity sitting pretty, you know, confidently, only with 63% to their name. Corlin will not be able to really cheat stocks unless she like charges F smash on you, or, you know, gets like one of those really early back kill kills. But no position to be able to connect those quite yet. Able to get the pin into the full hit. Tries to paralyze, is not able to find it quite yet though.
At 100%, NCity probably playing a little bit safer to some degree, but Mediocre again with that lead. That pin or side B is not going to be able to do it. NCity waiting patiently, gets back to center stage, but will leave with a forward tilt.
That poor grab. You know, that would have connected before, right? That would have most definitely connected. Oh, poor Palatana. She leads a sad existence. I really like that attempt to go off stage with neutrality like that. The best way to punish recoveries like Corlins, where people think they're pretty uncontestable, is to try to go down there with the most active hitbox and try to trade, because you'll only be popped up. You know, you'll only be gently popped up, but while they will sink down and only have their disadvantage continue to worsen. Yo, that poor grab. Oh my goodness. That would have definitely connected before.
And all of a sudden, this match is turned on its head as it was dead even after that stock. Even last stock scenario at 0%. And 54 already on Mediocre. All of that lead has been demolished. And now, can Mediocre find a way to hold this one out?
Who were able to find a back here, just sends Mediocre off stage. This could be really bad. They try to go down there with the neutral, but a little bit too slow on the execution, not able to get the hit. The real key is just to catch Corlin in the startup of up B. That is definitely where she is so vulnerable. Gets the parry, no punish, not able to read the movement.
Again, another aggressive option, waiting for that counter. NCity has been so patient, and that up air is going to take the stock, and another 2 games down for Wichita State, and another 2 games off the board for Ryder.
If you're getting hit with up air that often, like the issue is like NCity was just so confident that they can immediately get up there and hit Mediocre. Mediocre wasn't even like going for the attempt to try to air dodge through it. We've always seen them try to land aggressively with another button. You can't be contesting Palutena's up air. That move is massive. It's like the hitbox is huge. And you know, your goal is just to be able to land as safely and quickly as possible while just being cognizant. You have to stare at Palutena when you above her because she has no reason not to go for up air, right? You have to try to react, try to air dodge, make it a bit of a 50-50. But either way, really good stuff to both players. Mediocre is definitely making some adjustments there towards the end, but just has to be a little bit more hesitant to press some buttons when they are being juggled. That means our final two players for the